Hi everyone! I'm a bit late, but I did want to do an end of June balcony garden tour to show you guys what has been growing, what has been having some problems, and basically just give you an update. And I want to start down here with this lupin, which isn't getting as much light as the other ones, and so it has been growing slowly but steadily. And there's some clover and wood sorrel in here too, which I didn't plant, to just start growing here, and I left it because it's nitrogen fixing and it's cute. Look at those little heart-shaped leaves. This one's even growing a little flower. This is the wood sorrel. So I'm just leaving that, and it's growing slowly and steadily. And beside that, we have a whole bin of bolted spinach. So I should have just planted this outside right away, but I started it early, but as soon as I put it outside it bolted, so we're not really eating spinach. Maybe I'll try again in the fall. We also have our windflower anemone. This is one of two places that I'm trying to grow this one, and it's looking alright. It's growing some new leaves. This is a very shady spot. It's a small plant, so I thought it would fit well under the shelf, but it's growing slowly and steadily as well, so we'll see how it keeps doing. Over here we have our Brunnera and our Solomon seal. Also pretty steady, not a lot of change. The Brunnera is looking pretty good, but I'm thinking about putting the Brunnera over here because I think that would be a good spot for it, since it's smaller and dark and it would fit under the shelf. And then putting the Solomon seal in here, and then it would get a bit more light because I think it's stretching for light. And then just putting a bunch of ferns in the back because I think that would look really good. Right now we have this maidenhair fern, which sometimes looks like it's doing well and then other times looks like maybe it's not doing so well. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's just not humid enough back there. But this place, this area underneath these shelves here is so dark. Ferns are the only thing that really work. I used to have an autumn fern here, which you can see in this clip from last year behind the chair. It was growing really well. So I'm thinking maybe I'll get another one and then some other types of ferns just to go along this back wall here. And I think that might look really nice and really lush. But I'm still thinking about it because I would have to move the lupin and I would have to move everything in that other container too, so I'm still thinking about it, not sure. Over here we have that little succulent that I found on one of my walks. It's doing well, it's rooted in, so hopefully it keeps growing and covers this whole little dish. I think that would be cute. We also have these self-seeded pansies, which are in this cute like shades of purple, which I really like. These probably came from the ones we had last year, perennial pansy, Viola cornata, sorbet, pink wing. They seem to be, that one maybe mixed with something else, but I love the different shades. We also have this lupin over here, which is getting too much sun, which is why it looks all bunched up. And we have Speedwell, which I also found on a walk, which is not doing that great, but maybe the seeds will have dropped and we'll get some next year. Or maybe we'll just put an annual in there because it gets lots of sun. We'll find something. This is the two gladiolus bulbs have sprouted, which is kind of a surprise. It's been 2 months since I put those in there, and they finally sprouted like last week, but I'm happy they did. And we've got our purple alyssum starting to spill over this container and looking very cute. Love it. Our boxwood's doing all right, and we have more bolted spinach in here as well. Maybe we'll try again in the fall. We also have a little seedling here, which I have no idea what that is, but I'm letting all the seedlings grow because I want to know what they are, and sometimes they turn into fun things like those pansies that I just showed you. And look how the purple matches the alyssum, the pansies. They look so cute together. Over here we have another success. We've got our heuchera, and it flowered. I think I said in the last video I was wondering if they would both have really pink flowers, but you can see here that they are not quite as pink. a bit more white and green and pink and purple all mixed together. They look really good with the dark purple leaves. You can see the colors a bit better like this. They look really good with purple leaves, but they are a bit different than these ones. These are really sweet little pink flowers that I think look great with the green leaves. But either way, they both look beautiful. They're both blooming a lot. They've been blooming for a while now, and I still wonder if I should just get a billion heuchera and just make a heuchera balcony garden. It's an idea. We'll think about it. I also have my other gladiolus bulbs over here. The biggest one is one that I did grow last year. These other ones were from bulbs that were in the closet for 2 years. And we also have a little catnip seedling down there. No idea how that got there, but I've left it because the other catnip is gone, which I'll show you in a minute. But these two are the only ones that haven't grown. So we have 1, 2, and then 3, 4. 4 out of 6 grew, and most of these bulbs were in the closet for 2 years. So it is worth it growing them. It just might take a few months for them to come up, and we'll see if they make it to flower. Not sure. Over here is where the catnip was, which I just cut away and threw away because it was covered in aphids, and I didn't want it spreading everywhere, which is what happened last year. So yeah, it's gone. It's a bit sad, but we do have that little seedling. And down there we also have our little container of leftovers, I guess. Persian shield is looking very nice. Everything's looking really nice in here. The polka dot plant and the begonias are looking cute too. These just do really well in the shade, and I just think I should get a whole bunch and put them everywhere. That's kind of what I wanted to do, but the ones that I found weren't looking that great, so I didn't buy as many. But maybe next time, or maybe we'll grow them from seed, who knows. But they're looking nice, aren't they? The Persian shield just isn't as big as I thought it would be, but the purple is very pretty. And over here, so this is where we had our pansies, which got really big, but we're also covered in aphids. This is a picture of what it looked like before, so I was very happy with them while I had them. They were beautiful, but I had to say goodbye. But we do have our fuchsia here, which is looking very pretty and has lots of buds and blooms on it, and I love it, and it matches kind of the color theme of white, blue, pink, purple. So I'm happy to have that here, and it's been doing well, even though it kind of suffered in that really hot day we had. As long as I water it, it's doing well. We've got our little begonia and polka dot plants here. I think I should have just put a lot more, like the ones down below. Maybe I should put it in here too. The begonia is pretty happy. It's got lots of flowers and looking very pretty. Polka dot plant, I'm not quite sure it's as happy. Maybe it's getting too much light. This one looks like it's kind of bolted. I don't know if they do that as well, but yeah, I think I should have just stuff these full more, maybe with more begonias. And the creeping Jenny is looking good too. Oh, and these are the little petunia seedlings, which aren't getting enough light, so they're staying really small. Maybe we'll move them and see if they do anything else, because at this rate they're not going to get anywhere. Alright, don't mind the spent foam flower stalks. I pulled them off and forgot to remove them. I'll do that soon. But over here we have our other windflower anemone. These are the old leaves that are longer, and it's decided to come back with these little short leaves. It's decided to come back shorter, which I don't know if that's because it's getting a lot more light over here or what, but it used to be the same size as the foam flower, which has just stayed really consistent. These two used to be the same size, but yeah, this one got really small, but that's okay as long as they survive. They have flowers in spring, so I'm hoping they survive the winter. The sweet peas over here are just like, they're climbing up the sticks instead of the trellis I made them, which, you know, do your own thing. But I don't feel like they're going to flower. They've done the same thing as last year. They just don't look like they'll flower. So maybe we'll try something new next year. This lupin is the one that's doing the best. It's grown a lot of leaves, a lot of really beautiful leaves. And right beside it, we have a lupin that's also growing a lot of leaves, but on very long stems. So that one is not getting enough light. But look, this one's all the way over here. But they have beautiful leaves, do they not? That is a nice leaf. So I'm really enjoying the lupins this year. Over here, at the bottom of our tree, our dead tree, we also have our lily of the valleys, which are just staying the same, just slowly scorching the ends of the leaves, but not doing much else. Little baby alyssum and pansies over here too, which aren't getting enough light, so they're just kind of staying the same. And over here before, we had all the leaves of the morning glory that is climbing up this tree, the base of this tree, and look, the top is looking really beautiful. It's getting attacked by thrips and aphids, but it's growing pretty quickly, so I'm hoping it'll outgrow the pests or something will come and eat the pests. I've seen a few bugs eating the pests, so fingers crossed. But I've put up that netting, as you can see. I showed that in one of my shorts, and the morning glory is starting to grow up it, which I'm very excited about, because we get very strong afternoon sun beaming through there and it gets very hot, so I'm hoping the leaves will block a little bit of that. And it is growing pretty quickly up the netting, so I'm very hopeful that it'll just keep growing and cover that. And it just looks cool, doesn't it? And it's replacing that tree we had there last year. And the net is just tied up on this tension rod, and then on the other side we have the glass doors. So I've put up a little sucker thing that goes on the window and attached it there. So that's what we've put there. And lastly, I wanted to show you the window boxes. We have our marigolds and our alyssum, which are doing pretty well. I don't have to water them every day because I did put that bark in there, but I think it's also just because it's raining a lot. But it's doing well. The alyssum's starting to spill over. The chives are looking a bit sad. I don't know what that's about. But this window box also isn't looking as good as the other one, but it's still doing all right. And we've got lots of little pollinators flying around, which is very excited. I'm happy to see this. The alyssum I originally got to attract hoverflies because the larvae is supposed to eat aphids. I don't think these are hoverflies, but I'm happy to see them. I think they're super cute. And here's just another shot of the window box so you can see the alyssum starting to spill over, which is what it's meant to do. And a little close-up of one of our cute little visitors. And it's nice to just see them flying around. All right, that was the end of it. I will keep updating you every month. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.